All right, jumping over here to another story. This one's actually sad but intriguing at the same time, because I have a feeling it's going to open the doors to a larger story at play here. What we have here is jet-setting Instagram model dies on a billionaire's yacht. Now, this is something you would see, I feel like you would see on an episode like Law & Order SVU, right? This is something that you would see on one of those NBC crime drama shows. Jet-setting Instagram model dies on billionaire's yacht. Find out who done it Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, over here on ABC. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what it feels like to me, but this is real life, and it's tragic. It's utterly tragic. Now, we have here is a popular Instagram model died after being found unconscious and twisted in a rope on a billionaire's yacht in Greece. Australian stunner Sinead McNamara, 20 years old, or McNamara, sorry, 20 years old, had been working on the 6-story Mayan Queen 6, a yacht owned by Mexican mining magnate Alberto Ballieres, anchored off the Greek island of Kefalonia at the time of her death on Friday. The cause of death hasn't been determined yet, but local media outlets in Greece say that McNamara tried to commit suicide by aboard the megaship, citing anonymous sources. Now, that to me feels like some Natalie Wood-esque shit right there, right? That whole story of her husband, Robert Wagner, Christopher Walken, and Natalie Wood being on a boat in the Pacific. Natalie just magically kind of falls off the side of the boat. Here it is, I think 30 years later, and people are still asking the questions, what does Christopher Walken know? What does Robert Wagner know? What aren't they telling people? And of course, it's one of those things that is a mystery to this day, right? It's one of those days. So there's that. That's one of those things. I kind of feel like the story, like, an anonymous source is trying to say, oh, she went there. She was a jet-setting 20-year-old Instagram model, went on this gigantic 6-story yacht in Greece, and then tried to kill herself. Seems dramatic. It really does seem dramatic. And in the age of Instagram, I'm not going to rule it out. How about that? It's just, that's what it feels like. It's like, okay, I can see it. A person on the port noticed the woman on the back of the yacht tangled in a rope at dawn on Friday and called the police. A doctor on board and port officials tried to save her, but she died in a helicopter en route to the Athens hospital. Billionaire Ballieres wasn't on board the ship at the time of the incident, according to local media. The jet-setting blonde bombshell chronicled her travels to her 14,800 followers, and hundreds of people left their condolences on her last post, an image of the iridescent blue waters in Greece. Saying here from her brother, I have unfortunately received the worst news of my life that Sinead has passed away. Their older sister Lauren was due to meet her in Greece. Happy birthday to the most amazing big sister I could ever ask for. 5 days till I get to see you. Excitement is an understatement. McNamara posted on August 26th. And that's sad. That's really sad. I don't want to sit there and discount the suicide angle. I don't. It can come, it can take anyone at any time, really. We're just 4 years past Robin Williams, right? And that still shocked, like, people still, when they think about it, get upset. They still, when they think about it, get sad, and they're very, very upset at what happened. It can take anyone at any time. So that could possibly be the case here. But again, looking at the idea, like the headline, obviously, New York Post is a bit of a salacious outlet. But just the concept of the story. 20-year-old Instagram model, 14,800 followers, which is a decent amount, but not like Kardashian's amount, not like, that kind of stuff. Ends up on this 6-story yacht owned by a Mexican mining billionaire and winds up dead. I know that I'm not the only one that thinks that this is definitely going to be one of those situations where, we're going to find out more as time goes on. And I think this story is going to break open to a couple different things that are going to be interesting, because my gut's telling me that there's something wrong here, but I could just be a person who watches entirely way too much 45-minute dramas on TV, that watches Castle and Law and Order and all those other procedural shows that you see that you know the outcome before the show is even over. Maybe I've read too many mysteries. I do have a bit of a penchant for Sue Grafton novels. M is for Murder. It's a good one. You should read it. But I do hope that they get to the bottom of this, because a 20-year-old in the prime of her life, jet-setting around the world, I just feel like something about this is not adding up, and I do hope that we eventually get more out of it. I do. I hope we learn more.